Cada año, a lo largo de toda la región, un desafío es anunciado. Un enfrentamiento que convoca a los mejores guerreros. El llamado a la batalla se hace escuchar. Y con ello, la decisión de poner a prueba sus más grandes habilidades. Sin importar los adversarios y obstáculos que se presenten en el camino. Todo por demostrar su fortaleza y supremacía frente a los más poderosos rivales. Beast Ghost, Kokori, Thunder Predator, Echo Boys, Team Brasil, Omega Gaming, Unknown Team, Latam Defenders. Solo uno de ellos logrará la hazaña y obtendrá la gloria. ¡Victory!
Hello everyone, and welcome to day 3 of our playoffs in the Movistar LPG series. I do apologize here, of course, game 1, as our astute viewers might be able to tell, is already over 20 minutes underway. That would be because we did start an hour earlier today. Unfortunately, I wasn't aware. Having to wake up early for these matches, I was asleep, and it at least seems like both teams agreed to a reschedule, and I was unable to be informed in time. Hopefully, for tomorrow, this will not be an issue, as I believe the grand finals time is going to be locked in. But let's go ahead and get ourselves just caught up here. We're also having some server issues, so I tried to tune in earlier, but kept getting disconnected here from the server. So hopefully now we're all good to go, as we do have ourselves an Alchemist versus a Solart. Alch not having too terrible of a time here. Went for a bit of a stats build into the Battle Fury. Let's see here, Berserk Poison. Alright, that's the Dispel. That's the only thing new for him. I believe we've seen every other single hero here on our Omega side before at least once. Have not yet seen Leo style. I don't remember what... Yes, I remember what that one is. That one seems interesting, as Minos is going to take a death up top lane. He tries to stick around a bit long, dies to the Shadow Dance. So he was hoping... He does get the tower, but he's going to have to pay for it with his life. Sliding is going to be a bit more fortunate in terms of being able to escape. Arrow at the ready here. They're going to have to save this one for Wu, who is going to eventually die quite easily. Arena of Blood is going to prevent 3 heroes from running up to the high ground. Leo style did get stunned from outside with the split earth, but they won't be able to chase any further. Alright, so yeah, we do have Minos trying to keep pace here with the Alchemist. I can only imagine it was probably either a second or last pick Alchemist. Make that a second to last or last pick Alchemist. He's relatively uncountered by just about anyone in the game. Aegis now in the hands of Dark Mago. But yeah, he is already incredibly farmed. His GPM clocking in at nearly 900. That is a pretty decent Alchemist game, if I do say so myself. We're on it as well. And the rest of his team quite farmed here, as we have Oscar in the offlane position here on the Lesh rack, as they do like to run the Lesh. Dark Mago, he's even decided to go for an earlier build as well. Let's get the DD rune in his bottle. With the Desolator, is going to be packing quite a punch.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, Yule Scepter here. The arrow will catch Sacred. Do they have additional setup here for the Mars? Right now, just the Fortune's End. Running on over is our Lesh. Will barely just connect there onto the Split Earth. That'll get now the Searing Chains to come on through. Another Arena of Blood, nearly in the same exact spot here, but Sacred, unfortunately, this time will not be as successful with it. DD rune active means he's not able to live much longer. BKB then delivered for Alchemist, going next into the Abyssal Blade, and unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to see too much more of this game. Our Slark is pretty farmed here, to be honest. I have Scotty and the Echo Saber on the Slark. His Aghanim Shard we're probably not going to see. Doesn't seem to be that strong. 50% bonus attack speed, not bad, but also not that strong here. They went for the mid lane Legion Commander, which I'm not sure is going to be working out too well for them. And well, they're going to have to now see if they can try and live to fight another day. It's already up on the high ground goes the rest of Omega. Mingate doesn't even have. Oh, well, there goes now the Chemical Rage. They got the kill onto Wu. They're going to be able to get pick off onto Leo. So even does have buyback at the very least, but the tier 3 tower already down here. As Omega, they came here to do one thing, and that is destroy your structures. They cannot get the mid lane of Barracks, however, because there's still a tier 2 remaining, as Minos does cut a wave in the top lane to try and buy himself a little bit more time to get the farm in this game. He might just run right into the enemy team, however. So he's going to actually just voluntarily run into all 5. They have a ward here now. He's going to go for this one. The rest of his team surely to follow up on. That's a beautiful arena catching Tomb and got the pin to the walls, but Panda is the one they meant to catch. He's going to be able to get off Silver Falls Promise onto himself, allowing him to get off plenty of spells. Sacred in the meantime able to get the kill onto Oscar, and now Minos with the kill onto 1. That's going to allow his buddy Wu to get off a perfectly timed Supernova. The rolling bolt is a little bit too early there on the Aegis of Dark Mago, who's now going to be able to respawn. Does not have any remnants down, and it's a 4-man wipe in exchange only for the Legion Commander there. As Thunder Predator, well, not only do they get 4, they actually technically get 5, as they are able to fight through Aegis. And showing that even when 10k behind, Superior Team Fight can always try and get a game back under control. They're going to need a lot more fights like that, though, to try and wrestle this game back in their control, but that's definitely how you get the ball started there. No kill onto Mingate, however, means that although he's not really farming right now, he's also still not dead and losing any gold either. Minos, after those kills, who got the majority of the gold there after that fight? Even get themselves a couple of bounty runes as well. Slathing gets a decent amount. Minos gets 2 kills for, looks like a combined amount, just under 700 gold. Sacred as well finds 1, so not too bad. And that'll help our Slark get closer and closer here to its BKB, as he could really end up using that. He's going to go aggressively out towards Oscar, as Mingate looking to close the gap. He's got his own BKB, but I think he's just going to have to eat this Chemical Rage. We still do have ourselves now the Shadow Dance still at the ready, as Minos getting nice and aggressive, surrounded by 4 heroes. However, he might have gone a little bit too deep. They have plenty of AoE stuns for him now. The Sacred is going to have to rotate back on over, throw down another arena to try and save the life of his buddy. Mingate invis yet again, unable to throw the Remnant to BKB, and he's not going to actually take any damage nor be stunned by it. As now trapped and left behind. For dead is going to be Sacred. He will go down. Minos able to TP away, and of course Sacred will buy back, so that's going to be a trade that he's going to have to be happy to make, as hopefully that allows them to extend this game a little bit more. Oh, interesting. He's gone for the Stone Remnants here. There was a bug apparently where this wasn't actually working. It's supposed to grant an additional 4 remnants. We'll see here. Now they are going to have vision thanks to these remnants. We'll toggle on over to their vision. I don't see any remnants anywhere, unfortunately. They just have vision here. Okay, now it's ended. Okay, so he is going to have at least 1 more. Otherwise it wouldn't recharge. We'll toggle back to everyone's vision here. They only last a minute now, or sorry, 2 minutes compared to the 3 minutes. Mingate. He needs to buy a bit of time. Not getting baited by that particular illusion, however. As obviously it's not rolling in or anything, so you can probably tell that it's fake. And he goes, though now this time they're going to be finding Oscar yet again. They're having to continue to chase them away, as that's now a duel for Leo style, the first I've seen of him in this game. Dark Mago able to TP away. Panda looking to escape as well, as Mingata's going to have to BKB. It's 9-second BKB there just to leave. INS though might not be as lucky. The Rolling Boulder not going to connect here. We've not yet really seen the Zags in action. Increasing the charge count by 4 is really nice though for our Earth Spirit. Only though, of course, if he's able to put those remnants to use. This will nearly dies to the super creep. Minos has his BKB now delivered, 10-second, ready to go. On that, straight into Moon Charges. Looking for attack speed here right now on our Slark. He's got plenty of it. 6 permanent agi stolen as well, not too bad. As Leo style might be dead. The team right now, that is Omega, they're not too eager to be too aggressive right now. They definitely recognize that the game is in a bit of a perilous position here. Yes, you do have an 8k net worth advantage, but that's quite literally all on Mingate, who alone holds a 9,000 net worth advantage over the Slark. Everyone else is just about even here in terms of their respective position or their opposing position. There's a smoke by Thunder, though. They still feel pretty strong. They got all the ultis and a lot of reason to feel strong, as they've wrestled this game back from what was the brinks of a loss. Still definitely needing to stabilize this one a bit further, but they have at least done triage here and are ready to continue on. Omega, though, reading the map quite nicely. They see the map is dark, so Leo style, these smoke's going to break. They're going to jump in perfectly onto INS and find him. Rolling Boulder as well onto Dark Mago. They find as well Panda, but a bit too late. He is going to be able to get off the false promise. Oscar trying to do as much damage as he can here, but only has magic immune enemies surrounding him here, so not really doing too much in the fight before he will go down. There's the Abyssal Blade now, which will catch Minos. Unfortunately, he's got decent static resistance. I'm not sure from what, but he's not going to be able to get caught for too long. We're looking for more bashes on the Minos. If he can come out from the Shadow Dance, no more BKB either. They can hit him with the Yule Scepter. We got to trying to fight Burst of the World here, but the World is striking back. Slavia going to be the first one then to finally fall after the Mars, but it's already after 5 heroes have fallen on the side of Omega. So Minos now beginning to really start to pop off in these team fights. 35 stolen agility here temporarily. And look at this attack speed right now on the Slark. Unbelievably, I think Thunder might have been able to wrestle this one back in their control. Gem as well has been dropped. We're going to see this win rate probably shoot up as we see the XP now heavily favoring Thunder Predator. This damage DD rune as well here for Slark. He's waiting for the creep wave to show up so he can use his Midas. This is spooky. 35 base armor. As his courier was the only one to die in that fight along with Sacred, but Sacred jumping in perfectly. It really gets the job done. Doesn't really need to live any longer after that one. Okay, does anyone else have an Aghanim Shard besides our Earth Spirit? Just for now, just him. Rolling Boulder there is going to not be canceled by our Searing Chains. Oh, careful. Going to try and steal this one away. Leo style popping the Aegis, though. Gets the duel onto one. The Aegis still on the deck. Minos going to be able to find that one eventually. Already they've gotten the kill on two Dark Mago and Oscar, however. Maybe even going to be able to find Panda. As they don't have detection, now they do. They caught someone. Slammed in with a beautiful roll there. Was able to connect. Just like that here. That's the third consecutive teamfight loss for Omega. This time they're going to lose their offlaner, the mid laner, and the position 5. Migate no longer able to solo carry this game here, despite still having what is now a 7,000 net worth lead alone over the Slark, who has some pretty serious net worth as well here. This Slark has managed to farm up quite the storm. Thunder Predator then, they're going to be able to get at least a lane of barracks here in the mid lane. They've finally managed to slow down Minos, not fighting when he has too many stacks here of the Essence Shift. No, not too many stolen stats, and they're going to be able to back them off for now.
I'll take that.
New items here for the side of Thunder Predator. New hero, though, in the Slark. Has he received any changes other than... Go ahead and check. Because I'm not too sure here, to be honest with you. Whoa, please center on him. Alright, Shadow Dance cooldown reduced by 10 seconds later. It's still the same at level 1 at 80 seconds. Pounce Scepter range increased by 100, oh no. And the talent has been slightly buffed, but not really too significant here. The biggest change is by far going to be this Shadow Dance cooldown, down to 50 seconds here. Now as he can pick up with the Orbit Destruction, Abyssal Blade there onto Sacred through his BKB. He will be able to get the Arena off and pinning as well. INS, that's a beautiful Supernova. Mingate, though, will be able to focus on this one. He gets poked by the Spear Wall once. That's not going to be enough to save our poor Phoenix. Already over 30 agility stolen again here by our Slark, because he's going to be looking for Mingate. No BKB here on either of these cores, but Slark now with the Butterfly has him having some serious attack speed. Mingate is going to be able to outrun that man, however, as the rest of the team will be able to focus down and get the kill onto Dark Mago. That might have been another dual victory. 90 damage now on Leo style. So Mingate is going to continue just running for his life. You know, it's quite low on HP here. He just has to back out for a couple mere seconds, and he'll be good to go yet again. Is this actually the Moon Shard coming to him here on the Slark? What has he bought here? I think he just bought a full Butterfly. That might be his newest item. And it is paying dividends here already. We got buyback on Dark Mago, but no one else. Is down go the mid lane of Barracks. Mingate has the Abyssal ready, but no BKB for another 10 seconds. Minos will have a BKB as well for, I believe, the same duration, if not longer. It is longer. Eats a stun, but of course has the Dispel for himself. No chance for them to catch him. As once again, actually, I shouldn't say once again, for the first time, we see now all the graphs now heavily spiking in favor of Thunder Predator. 15k experience, now net worth as well, beginning to shift over in their favor as we start to see, of course, not quite Slark bridging the gap to the Alchemist quite yet, but the other teammates now making a nice lead for themselves here. 4k on Leo style as they found the Marana now. You'll Scepter, not going to buy her enough time. What the heck was that? Stunned, but also left. That was a bit weird, but I think we're going to get that kill no matter what. Mingate then popping the Chemical Rage, gets the kill onto the position 4. There's the duel, though, from Leo style. That's going to stun up Mingate. Nice job, though, trying to hold down our... Oh, wow, Leo style is going to get eaten alive as they will actually be able to commit the false promise onto him now. But the Slark, in the meantime, is actually getting held down by the supports. Oscar as well, causing a little bit of trouble, and that's going to mean Mingate is free to run down Sacred. Supernova has been committed now onto the backlines. Oscar, though, not able to get the kill through Minos, as he might actually just die to the Marana here, but no, he's going to have now the Shadow Dance passive activated. He'll be A-okay for now. There was a buyback on INS. They are going to go still 3 for 3. Just about even here. But they're not going to be cutting that Thunder Predator net worth lead all of a sudden as they finally get a team fight in their favor. I didn't know dual damage? No dual damage there gifted from that failed duel, but effectively it was a little bit of a gift here for the side of Omega, who were kind of getting pushed back quite effectively here by the likes of Thunder Predator. 25 now on our Slark. He's gone for the Essence Shift duration, which means that he's going to have this Essence for quite a long time. I can't ping it, unfortunately, but it looks like he's got a lot of stolen agility, in case that's not clear. Nearly 50. Aegis finally reclaimed. It's been a very fast 5 minutes of that Aegis. And he's now going to have to probably pump the brakes here a little bit and look to group up and team fight with his team. Dark Mago next, going for the Lincoln Sphere. That can't come soon enough for him. We do have a lot of gold now for our Elk. He is closing in on getting 6 slotted. He can, I suppose next he probably wants to get rid of the boots maybe. He's about to hit level 25. You can take that move speed talent. Did Elk get any changes here? Did, he actually got quite a few changes. Mana cost reduced on Unstable Concoction. Cooldown reduced as well to 16 at all levels. So some serious buffs there. That ability was basically completely ignored, to be honest. So I think it's a good change. Leo style, though, is going to eat a lot of damage here. They do have a stun for Mingate, but so much damage there. Is INS able to get the job done now? Bashed up will be Sacred, forced to pop his own BKB, but Mingate as well is going to use his. Mino still has his, and a Nullifier ready to go, but they have caught Sly. They're hoping to try and maybe jump him from the sides. 2 heroes down already for the side of Thunder. Means Omega are going to have free reign over the map here for about another 30 seconds at least. Alchemist granted Scepter provides the full stat bonus. That's pretty big, actually. That's 30 bonus stats that you otherwise don't normally get from the Aghanim's Blessing. So that's kind of nice. Gold cap bonus reduced further by 3, as they have reduced the maximum creep by 1 that you can get. If an ally has a Scepter buff, it refunds them based on which version they had, either 4200 or 5800. If an ally already had a Scepter buff on them, it removes... Wait. Interesting. I didn't know that you could have a Scepter buff that was only 4200. I always thought it had to be the full 5800 for the Aghanim's Blessing. Maybe, is the Roche one worth less? That's crazy, because then Alchemist can conjure even more net worth from thin air. I mean, that's a necessary change, I think, but that's an interesting one. Acid Spray first damage is now immediate rather than a second, so that can be effectively now used to cancel Blink Daggers and proc any on-damage effects. Quite a long game here. Our first game of our best of 3 series. This is the only series of the day, as grand finals will be taking place tomorrow, I believe. Well, those have not been moved up yet, as far as I am aware, and it doesn't look like it. Those are still tomorrow. Looks like they moved this one up because Thunder have a game versus 5-Man Midas in the BTS Pro Series, so that would be the reason. Again, we do apologize here. We have missed about the first half of this game here. Tier 4 is dropping though. There's going to be the Storm Crafter. Not bad here, probably maybe for Phoenix. He's probably going to hold on to that. I assume Earth Spirit, although to be honest, Quickening Charm is so darn good with Stone Remnants as well. Any other fun items for now? Trickster Cloak is the first time I've seen this one. Causes you to become invisible for 6 seconds. That's really good against a Slark. I wonder if you can dispel that with the Nullifier. Chances are you probably can, as they're going to dispel the arrow stun. Long one onto Minos, making the jump now onto Sacred, but he's showing him the back, so that means he's taking not too much damage, as they have gotten the kill now into Slav. And Supernova being focused on. It's going to pop off, though, onto 2. Minos now starting to collect all the agility over from Mingate. Sunray as well, making very quick work of this poor Alchemist. As down he goes. He does not have buyback. He actually bought something. I believe he bought a Divine Rapier. That's now going to be in the inventory here of Slark, and the GG will be dropped as Thunder take game number 1. I believe that was a Divine Rapier that he had instead of the buyback, and didn't work out in his favor. Unfortunately, jumped right onto Oscar, who is able to tank him quite effectively there on the Mars. And that's game 1 here. We're going to quickly get into game number 2, as we won't have too much time here, given the fact that they did start early. Yeah, unfortunately, they bought an Aghanim Scepter for someone. Who did he buy that one for? Hopefully not for himself. He bought it for Dark Mago, so he had bonus stats. So Dark Mago probably didn't have buyback either there near the end. Good game 1 here. Hopefully we can, well, not hopefully, we will be able to catch the entirety of the next game, guys. So again, apologies about that one. But do stick around, and we're going to be back after a short break as Thunder take a 1-0 lead in our series. Welcome back, everyone. We're now live with our draft for game number 2. Managed to hop in the lobby this time, so thanks for your patience as we're now underway with game number 2. Under Predator taking game 1, overcoming the Alchemist draft that Omega had with a Slark. Very nicely played there.
Dire team ban.
As our next draft here underway. Already, of course, lots of position 4s banned. Support's quite strong these days. As Phoenix always very strong with the Murano as well. Very, very powerful.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Hi there.
Alright, the Viper, but don't believe we've seen, poison attack. Relatively simple changes. The mana cost on Nether Toxin rescaled, so it's just more expensive earlier, which is going to hurt that one a little bit. And they removed the Nether Toxin Silence's talent, so it's now minus 11 second Nether Toxin cooldown, which means it's a permanent uptime at least, especially if you take the duration talents, but definitely a big nerf to the hero. Probably going to see it in the off lane here, or maybe even support, as actually we have seen Panda pick the Viper a few times. The Dark Malgo Kunkka is going to sneak through. Hugely powerful Aghanim's Shard here, upgrade on him. Gives him the wave, which it pushes, much like his old boat Aghanim's upgrade used to. So it's really, really nice to use. A lot of teamfight control.
Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
That's Prophet here. We'll take a look at her changes.
5 seconds remaining.
Base movement speed. Wow, she is fast as hell now. Increased the movement speed by 25 to 335. That makes that about a lot easier. Spirit Siphon no longer drains mana movement speed or movement speed. That would be the reason. Replenish time reduced greatly early on, but then the same at max level. Exorcism go speed increased by 25. Turn rate improved as well, quite significantly. And they no longer have the Exorcism grants haste talent. It's now instead the minus 20 seconds Siphon Replenish. Siphon Shard is for, sorry, the Shard ability is going to be now on Spirit Siphon. Also drains 0.75 mana per armor per second and gives it to the DP. The armor gain loss lasts for 14 seconds. Wow. This is pretty strong. Interesting that they decided to ban the Alchemist and the Shadow Demon. Sorry, the AA and the Shadow Demon. Of course, I'm thinking about the Alchemist. I'd be surprised if they wanted to run with it this game. I don't know if the Alch is really all too strong.
Dire team pick.
Wow, neutral creeps no longer increase their bounty over the course of the game? That's huge. No wonder I wasn't getting any money from farming the jungle. What a change. They've just nerfed the jungle to hell again. How could I miss it? Yeah, so every creep, well, not anymore. I guess actually the damage still gets upgraded in their HP, but every creep gets upgraded every 7.5 minutes in the game, including lane creeps, which is maybe sometimes you notice you're not able to one-shot waves with a, well, I don't know, Dragon Slave maxed after a minute. What is that, 15, for example? You need to hit him a little bit more with your Lina abilities, for example. I mean, it's the same for any other hero. But, yeah, but their experience and their gold bounties as well would increase as well. But that no longer happens, which is a huge change. Ice Frog, every now and then he goes, you know what, screw the junglers, remove Iron Talon, make that thing useless. To be fair, the jungle was getting some pretty nice buffs over time, but my goodness. What a change. Tree Protector. Overgrowth now interrupts targets again. Okay. And he got Nature's Guy's root back if he decides to do that.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. Cooldown of 10 seconds, does 200 additional damage if you do it next to a tree and roots for a second. Okay. I wonder how long it lasts. Oh, okay, so it lasts 1 second and always does 200 damage. If you're next to a tree, it doesn't, it roots for another 1 extra second, which is pretty strong. It's a lot of damage. A lot more damage potential on our Tree Protector. Pretty cheap item for him as well. Could potentially see one this game for him. Wouldn't be too shocked. Dark Willow. Base int increased by 3. Curse Crown cast range increased by 75 at max level, but it still starts at 600. Bramble Maze cast range reduced at early at level 1, but then increased to a max of 1400. Terrorize cast range reduced by 200. And then a bunch of talent reworks. Anything major? Doesn't really look like it. Okay, they did give her a cast range talent, though. Reducing the Shadow Realm cooldown. It's actually now at level 10. Wow. Okay. Overall, some nice buffs. Her Ag seems, the Ag shard looks interesting. Creates 4 brambles around the target after the counter ends, regardless of how it ends. I don't know what that means. Does that mean if it's dispelled, you still create 4 brambles? Not sure. Also, reduces the cooldown of Curse Crown by 3 seconds. Pangolier, that's a hero I've not seen yet either. Shield crash damage increased by, well, a little bit of damage early on. Mana cost reduced by 10 at each level. Cooldown reduced by shield crash of 1 second at every level. Talent slightly reworked. They've buffed 2 talents here just a little bit. And, oh, roll up is what's interesting. It essentially pauses. Turn to do protective ball for up to 4 seconds. Getting magic community allowing you to turn. Can be cast during Rolling Thunder to temporarily pause it.
Radiant team ban.
Okay. If enemies attack you doing roll up, you will roll away from the attacker for 0.75 seconds. Applying Rolling Thunder damage down if there are enemies in the way. Interesting. It's a bit complicated. So it's basically like you hit the brakes and you can turn if you're, and then I think you can deactivate it manually as well. So it gives you a lot more control in a Rolling Thunder and makes you magic immune.
Dire team ban.
Oh, Beastmaster. Take a look at his changes. Wild Axe's damage increased by quite a bit, actually. 10 per axe, which is doubled. Basically, of course, you throw 2 axes each time. They removed the Hawk Vision talent and instead gave him +3 mana regen, the option anyway at 15.
5 seconds remaining.
Level 20 talent plus 50 Wild Axe's damage. I like that. And 350 health to Beastmaster controlled units. Affects Beastmaster and all of his summons. A Shard, Call the Wild Hawk. Hawks become controllable and gain Dive Bomb. Channels for 1 second, revealing itself, then flies towards the target, dealing 175 damage and stunning for a second. Wow, okay. Killing the Hawk.
Radiant team ban.
Fascinating. Final picks coming here. They've banned... Actually, Pugna not banned. This might be a position 5 Viper. The good news is you're probably going to be able to tell here, our Thunder Predator. It's not a mid laner. It's not an off laner. It's not a safe laner. Yeah, it's a position 5 Viper, so you can even tell right now. So they need a safe laner. They banned the Clinks, which received a lot of reworks, thankfully, so I don't have to list those out. TB the ban. Are they thinking of a Spectre, perhaps? No, they can't be, of course, because Spectre already banned by the side of Thunder.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Last ban is the AM. Okay. Maybe they're thinking of a Pugna?
Dire team pick.
There's the Drow. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent matchup versus the Pango. Pango's got to play that lane very precariously, very, very cautiously. Treant Protector as well, kind of weak to the Drow. DP as well can be weak as you can use Gust pretty reliably to break a Spirit Siphon. You have to turn yourself around though. Drow base damage reduced by 2. Frost arrows reduced in their damage, or the slow rather, reduced. Swordsmanship ability bonus reduced by 3% early, but buffed by 1% later. Swordsmanship damage bonus reduced by 20 to start off with, from 70, 80, 90 to 50, 70, 20. And the 20 talents is changed from the Gust Lance duration to -4 second Gust cooldown. Frost arrows apply hypothermia stack to enemy heroes, reducing their regen by 10 per stack. 10% that is. Last 7 seconds. If a hero dies with hypothermia stacks, they burst and deal 60 magic damage per stack and 25% slow for 2 seconds to enemies within a 650 radius. What an interesting item. What an interesting ability that one is. Wow, 60 damage per stack is insane. I don't know what 6 by 7. That's 420 damage. Nice. Minos Morphling. We don't really see the Aghanim shard for him. He's got no great. Let me think here. Who does he want to copy? I mean, it's not a bad morph game overall, I would say. But I think the interesting thing is he's not really got such a great morph target this game. Maybe you want to go for, I guess, Drow for the Gust? And the multi-shot? Yeah, that actually is pretty decent, I suppose. I just can't see anyone else that you'd want to copy here. Sure. I like this Thunder draft better, though, to be honest with you. The Pangolier, I think, to me, is a lot of fun, Windrunner support, and it's not a free Morphlin game, but he's not going to be too concerned with anything that they can throw his direction. Should be a fun one. All right, 2 Peruvians. Of course, it is nighttime now, level 1, which is pretty significant because no longer can you see all the way across the river. You've always been concealed by these trees. Of course, they didn't change the map, but now you do need to get these wards out early on, and wards do actually suffer from a lack of vision during the night. Minos is going to be able to live here. They're going to dive his tier 1 tower, though. He does have level 1 agility gain, strength gain, rather, and that's not going to be enough. Oscar is going to now take the short way through. INS decides to eat an extra couple of tower hits, but first blood early on onto Minos, well before the horn. They're not going to be able to replicate that against Mingate, who's already positioned very defensively behind the tier 1 tower. Nice start there. First blood, I believe, is going to be onto Panda, right? Yep, onto Panda. That's whatever. He's going to be happy with that. He's going to die a whole lot on the Viper this game, but for the most part, he is going to be able to create a ton of space here for his team. So that's what they're going to be real happy about. So Scott already having to run all the way back home. He is going to be going for the Necro, interestingly enough. As at daytime, it's going to be 2 runes apiece here for each team. Panda looking for more damage here onto Minos. He will be able to dodge at least the Bramble Maze. This Leo Styles going to hit INS with a tip. Why not? Look to tilt him. Panda then TP's down to the bottom lane after removing half of the HP from our Morphlin. He's going to be able to heal that one up very nicely, though, of course, with his Tango. It's already into the bottom lane he goes. There's 3 heroes here versus him, though. The kill here is actually pretty significant versus Panda. He's unable to actually run away because of the Nature's Grasp. They're going to kill his courier as well, along with him. And he has no TP, so there's absolutely no support for Mingate here for the next, likely, about 30 seconds at least. It's going to take you to run all the way down there. A little bit more, slightly more, but just about. Top lane INS nearly dying to the beefy right clicks of Wu. 95 damage here. He's got +4 stats and the Fairy Fire, which is pretty ridiculous in terms of base damage. What is that? 91 base damage, I think? Treant Protector's at then? So you have to subtract 4. Yeah, holy moly. Doesn't hit often, but he's like a dump truck with those auto attacks.
Where are you watching?
They're doing a good job of cutting down his trees, though, severely reducing the effectiveness here of the Treant Protector. I've caught him now with a couple of brambles, but INS unable to chase too much farther there because of the Nature's Grasp. We definitely having a bit of a tough time early on, as Morphlings will tend to do. But from later on in the game, if he can get his farm, he's going to be incredibly happy. Man, I can't believe they don't increase the bounties on neutrals anymore. So what that means is that jungling early, especially within, you're probably, I mean, you're going to notice it though, especially if you primarily farm the jungle, which no one really does, but a lot of cores end up trying to do that. So that's going to slow down the game quite significantly of a Spectre, of a Sven. But not for the first maybe 2 items, because you're not going to start to really notice the difference between that and lane creep until about maybe the 21-30 mark. After that, I think you're going to start to notice a significant drop in your GPM. Before, it's still quite noticeable as well, but it was already kind of worse anyway to be farming neutrals, so I guess it makes stacking that much more important here as well. Minos might be in some trouble here. So Oscar now actually they might be able to turn. With the boar slow, though, Wu is going to take a lot of damage here. In fact, they might just kill him if he's not too careful here. He really walks into a second bramble there, but he's going to be okay. Mid lane, a bit of a dive, Leo style, into the Tower of Dark Mago he goes, and he will be cleaved to death. It's Dark Mago then now, I believe, having a bottle already coming his way. That's going to be a big kill there, as the mid laners will tip each other right back and forth.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The spam has even gone for a freaking Sage's Mask just to be able to spam out more poison attacks. Pretty effective. 0.6, oh, 0.7 mana regeneration. They might have buffed that here. Did they actually buff Sage's Mask? Yeah, they did. Did they? Yeah, mana regen increased by 0.1. That's significant. Unironically. It's going to be an additional, what, 6 mana per minute compared to what you normally get. It's not awful. Well, that's 42 compared to what used to be 36. So yeah, I mean, hey, not too bad. That adds up over time, especially on heroes with very, very low intelligence and then just terrible int game. Or sorry, agility. What am I talking about? Mana regeneration. So did Ring of Bacillus get buffed? It did, right? No, I don't think it did. Yeah, it didn't actually. That's fascinating. So Bacillus still gives the same amount? Really? That doesn't seem right. I guess it is right. It just didn't change anything. Either that or it's an undocumented change. Wow, what a torrent. I mean, it's not going to stop Leo Style from still getting this rune, but it was cool. It was really cool. It's a gangster move out from Dark Mago. This Haste Rune is probably going to see Leo Style get really aggressive, so INS rotating over in preparation for this. Bramble Maze at the ready. Shadow on level 2 as well as the Haste now ending for Leo Style. Played a little bit too close to the line there. He oversteps his boundaries. Oscar is going to be a little bit in danger of dying top lane, but the lane's actually already pushed in here, so there's not really much more they could realistically do. Minos is going to be unable to realistically dive much. We do have Slathing rotate on over as well here, though. That's going to leave our poor Pangolier all alone in the bottom lane. He's not too poor, but he's going to deny it a crap ton here. I mean, Gata is like, I don't get creep last hits, but I do deny them really well. 9 CS compared to the 22 last hits that he has, as he's going to be getting a little bit more now. Big old stack here Sacred's trying to take. Kind of a risky move for him, to be honest. We do see a rotation top lane. It's Slavian here, currently sitting. That's the second death for Leo Style here. Dark Mago can be pretty happy with his progress. He is still kind of struggling here in terms of his net worth. Or sorry, his last hits, but not by much, of course. And there will be a few stacks from to farm. This is actually going to slow down the Kunkka's game more than it will slow down the DP's game. Because of the changes that they've made. INS with the Bramble Maze should be fine here. He catches both heroes with a very well played Bramble, very well placed Bramble.
Were you watching? That's how it's done. Yes.
Sacred is getting kind of kept out of experience rage rather effectively. It's going to prove to be very annoying, especially with all these denies. Now up to 13 on the side of Mingate. Slathing is now returned. They're going to try and farm this big old stack. Panda with level 1 Nether Toxin, as well as the multi-shot here. Mingate is going to eat a big old tomato creep there, though. It's going to suck. But Royal Jelly is going to be dropped, so that's always nice. I think who did he give the other stack to? Give it to the Kunkka, of course. Wu is down here. I think they've scouted him as well. Yeah, they've got a great ward here, which is going to be able to scout any rotations down bottom, so they know that Wu is hiding away in the trees. It does mean Minos is basically getting solo experience and solo farm top lane, completely unbothered by the Willow, as Sacred is going to be sent home.
Radiant's middle tower
Going for phase boots on her DP. She's going to be so fast now these days. Got 35 more move speed without even upgrading the boots right now. And, you know, a second haste, because honestly, why not? Right? We needed another haste rune, I think, for Leo style. He's only gotten 2 this game, and it's not fair. He needs a third one. He's going to be diving top lane now onto Oscar. There is no Roar yet available. He does have Necrobook level 1. And Dark Mago to try and save his life. X marks the spot into the Torrent combo here. The Ghost Ship as well. Not going to do nearly enough damage, unfortunately. Shadow Realm is a good amount here. As we have taken an early-ish point in Cursed Crown. Not level 5, not too strange to see it. Dark Mago with another Tidebringer Cliff. Not enough to kill Leo style. He's got another Bottle Sip as well. Torrent, beautifully placed, will just catch him. And unfortunately, he's not going to have the Ghost come and return his life quite yet. They do get a kill down bottom, however, in favor of Thunder Predator. They're going to get only Panda, the position 5. So they pick off the off laner. They pick off the position 5 yet again here for another kill onto the mid laner. That's third death here on DP. Leo style not having the fantastic start, but at least does get a kill that time. 1-3-0 compared to what otherwise would have been 0-3-0. 5 here was mid lane then for the side of Omega. Still no Roar yet ready. We're about to get it. Literally, I think we need like 1 experience, at 2 experience, and then he had it. So that's an interesting gank. Now they want to try and shut down Leo Style's game. They're doing a really good job. 2 TPs going on in. The Roar committed as well to Leo Style. They're not going to be able to save his life. Sacred looking to try and counter initiate here. He's in a good pinball area at least to potentially get the kill onto Oscar. He's going to line up Panda as well, so he will be able to run at least 1 man over. Great disarm there. Lucky shot. My goodness, Panda could do literally nothing there. Leo's going to get a nice old tip to Sacred. Boat incoming. This is going to be for Wu. Quite a tanky man, this Stream Protector, however. Tidebringer not yet ready. They are going to be able to cleave him, though. 2-man shackle shot. Try doing that one, you stupid hero hoodwinked, as now they're going to be trying to lay the damage into Dark Mago. And they're kind of tickling him here, to be honest. Especially with the rum buff applied. He just doesn't really care too much there for the focus fire. What does this do? Power shot? All right, global power shot. Asriel, or whatever that League of Legends hero is that everyone says that she turned into then. Both safe laners refusing to rotate right now. But good amount of damage here, good amount of farm here on both of them. A bit more farm here for Minos, however, who is off to a faster start for now. Has already a Blade of Alacrity on the way for the early Yasha. No boots yet for our Beastmaster. He did go straight for the Necrobook level 1. That'll help him farm a little bit more. We got pretty close to matching the pace, though. So we'll start to see these creep. They don't give. They're not going to give too much gold here whatsoever. Interesting change. Interesting change that they've made. I think it's because they're like, stop stacking the jungle and then farming big stacks and then winning the game, and everyone's like, fine, we'll just do it early. And Ice Frog's like, okay, have a good day. So early stacks are going to be still just as strong as they used to be. It's going to be late game stacks that are really truly affected here. They're not going to be able to find either kills here, unfortunately for them. I mean, got that running straight away off out of the jungle. Panda breaks the smoke, and he's like, it's not worth killing him, to be honest. It only makes him happier the more deaths he has. In fact, 2 kills for Panda is a pretty good start for him. Oscar's going to be looking to apply some lane pressure now as they have lost their own safe lane tower. He has so far not touched this tower whatsoever, which is when you know it's a really tough lane for the Beastmaster. Finally, he's going to get some damage onto it now, and a fair amount as well nearby, providing here the inner beast aura, as they will be able to scout the Treant Protector's TP. Nice job there, though. He's going to force away. Oh, there's a lot of good experience going his way here. Mid lane, they're looking like they're ready to fight. Leo Style, he finally doesn't get a haste rune. It's going to be DD. So he will pop Exo looking to push. Nice job here by Wu, who's going to force the creep off the tower. But honestly, it took more than half of its damage there in one wave, so they're likely to get the kill very easily. Mino showing up to fight here as well. He does have that action shift. He's going to turn into now the Dark Willow. Those are enemy brambles. Dark Mago. He's going to run into one, but only one is broken. And now in a lot of trouble is Leo Style. Bedlam able to run him down and absolutely murder him. Sacred slowed here by quite a bit as Dark Mago is going to turn onto him now, calling in the boat slide in. He's going to look for the kill here onto the Sport Panda. Takes quite a long time, but eventually he's going to be able to get the job done as Minos focusing that entire fight there, keeping the kill onto Mingate. Oscar looking to close the gap, has the roar available. That Ekmarks just should about condemn his death here. There's the roar committed. Max now into the strength. And they have plenty of damage without any armor there available for our Morphling. It's a pretty easy kill. Overall, that is going to be probably a better fight for the side of Omega, as once again we see Leo Style take another death here on the Death Prophet. They might have increased their move speed by literally 25, but it's not really giving Leo Style enough space here to keep living. They're still able to hold on to their top tier 1, however, and their mid tier 1 still looking pretty decent, of course, thanks to the living armor. 2 points down the living armor at level 7, a 3-1-2 build here. As he is going to be looking to try and defend this tower top lane as much as he can. That's an interesting fortify. Why did they fortify on the Radiant side? They're just trying to slow down this game as much as they can, though. We probably going to have another living armor on the mid tier 1 tower to make sure that this is healed up for as much as it can be. Total heal of 100 up to 180 eventually. Not too bad over 12 seconds. They're doing a fantastic job of slowing down this game, though. No towers yet taken for the side of Omega, despite having the Beastmaster. 9-8 here, 14 minutes into the game, with a small, but, I mean, 1k net worth advantage here for Thunder Predator. Spread pretty evenly. All of their cores just a little bit more farm than Omega. In fact, they're just pulling tit for tat right now. Dark Mago, though, with this kill onto Minos, might be able to put the ball in their favor, though, piercing through all that armor. Not that there is any much of it. Is now Rolling Thunder to counter-initiate. We do have an Overgrowth available as well. They nearly pushed Mugate down to the low ground. That one will push him down to the low ground, but they got the Swashbuckle from him immediately. They've killed Leo Style as well, just straight away. I think he probably eats another, basically, full-duration Bedlam. They're looking for the Terrorize now. They don't need it for the kill onto Wu, as they have lost Panda as well. Slaving now with a great shackle shot. That's going to latch. I don't think he even recognizes what he's done there. But he's now going to be caught by the Torrent and killed by the likes of Dark Mago, as there's now the Terrorize onto Sacred. He's going to be stunned up as well, but Minos, he wants this kill. He's going to go ahead and borrow that X marks the spot. Dark Mago is... What? That worked? Huh. That deserves a tip. I agree. Nice play there. I thought he would have gotten dragged back. I think... Dark Magos was the second X marked the spot there, but what was interestingly is that even though he used his second, he was able to dodge it for some reason. He used his first, rather. He was able to dodge the second one. 4th haste rune to spawn this game. That's kind of incredible, to be honest. I think all the power runes have been snagged by the side of Thunder Predator here, except for maybe the first one. Manta Style already finished for Minos. He's 3-2-2 here. 120 last hits to his name. He's farming quite nicely here. Definitely still the richest in the game. Mingate not too bad here either. He's gone back now for the Dragonlance. Definitely the better item for him earlier on, providing him with good stats and more survivability because he doesn't have to stand right next to enemies to attack them. Slavian is going to be killed by Oskar. This time they really want this tier 1 mid lane, and level 1 overgrowth, sorry, level 3 overgrowth it is now, is not going to be able to heal enough for it. No fortify available. And finally, Omega get the first tier 1. They can start to now look to play a little bit more aggressive on the Thunder Predator side of the river. Leo Style trying to finish up the Yule's Scepter, as the gank coming his way top lane is not going to be successful. This tier 1 top lane needing a lot of healing, though. 4 heroes currently positioned ready to siege the tower. Likely to fall here relatively easily. Wu's going to run on over and do what he can here to try and save it. Pretty good counter hint in here, though, as there's the Bedlam. He is going to die. Yeah, nice job there. INS, very balanced hero. This Dark Willow is getting plenty of kills. 3-man smoke, though, as Leo Style looking to get involved here now with the Yule's Scepter. Could pack a little bit more of a punch. Minos is going to TP to the tier 1 tower. As nice positioning here from Panda, ready to break some smokes. So far, they still have no vision, but Omega unwilling to take a fight here without their own tier 1 standing. That's definitely the smart move to be making here, especially without any vision on 3 enemy heroes. They do know where Leo Style is. They might go for another kill onto him. They keep pinging him out. Shackle shot there for a CS onto the range creep. And I assume... Oh, heal a tier 1, Trent. Yes, there we go. Keeping that tower alive as much as they can, looking to just delay... not by much, of course, because now with Necrobook 3 and Inner Beast finally maxed, that tower is... If the Beastmaster reaches that tower, it's basically dead. But, hey, if you can slow down his game any further, it's always going to be good news for you. He might just run in and take it right now. I think that's the plan, as soon as he cuts down the right tree anyway. A second full duration here of the Living Armor has been applied. Is again going to do Archery Protector some good, but the Minos Illusion's doing a good job here to clear the wave. This is going to allow that one to happen. Again, just continuing to slow down the game here. Thunder Predator, they are comfortable to keep on farming, as that's probably a solo kill here onto Slavin. Nice job there. Oh, actually the boat does not quite connect. That probably would have condemned it to death there. My goodness, Kunkka is so tanky. A single Bracer and the Heaven's Halberd. To be honest, Halberd with the Sanj is always giving you a lot. It's 2,400 HP here to play with. Again, they're just looking to try and heal up this tower as much as we can. That was actually the Necrobook summons onto the tower, though, so they've done a really good job here at making sure they can protect that tower as long as they can. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to do it. Leo Style is top, looking to try and nuke the wave. He's going to need another Cryptstorm to do it, though. So almost getting the last hit there on the Necrobook Warrior. Definitely worth taking the last will damage for what the 200 gold or whatever it provides. But again, just wasting so much time here on Omega. Omega's still definitely farming, but right now Panda not doing a whole lot. INS, who has been killing heroes for the first 15 minutes of the game, has not been doing much for the past 5 minutes either. They've just kind of been sieging this top lane tower, and now Thunder Predator, they go, all right, 20 minutes in, you guys can finally have that tower now. We actually never wanted it anyway. We're going to let you have it. But not before we heal it again for another probably 100 HP. Chain Protector is TPing. Leo Style's nearby. There's a second TP coming as well. The Overgrowth now connecting onto 2 as Leo is going to be popping that Exorcism, looking for the kill onto Panda. Level 2 Exo now here, doing some serious damage. Is down, he will go. Terrorized dodge by the Yule Scepter of the Pangolier, however. Tower still alive as Lu will now drop to Oskar. INS getting ran down here. Good Yule Scepter there, applied offensively, as we see now Oskar kind of getting pinballed. I mean, got this Gus is a little bit early, though, but Sacred still caught by a beautiful, once again, Dark Malgo here on the Kunkka, just catching every single person here. Oh, the Warrior, though, free to continue doing its thing. There are still trees here in the way that have now been cut down by the Wild Axe, allowing Sacred to live a little bit longer. We got a little bit of server lag. Dark Malgo's TP is going to be canceled, as there's a pause. Yeah, okay. Yeah, everyone getting the lag there as well, so that'll explain it. Minos from behind, though, has already forced away. Where is actually... Oh, here's Mingate. Mingate is not in a good position here. Dark Mago, I don't know what they're going to plan is, though, here. Omega ready to get going here, as we'll see what the plan is. Exo has ended. Leo Style perhaps in some trouble. The boat called in. Yeah, he has overestimated his survivability. Slavin now potentially in a bit of trouble, laying down the focus fire onto Dark Mago, but again, he's got the boat down. 5-second disarm now onto Minos, slowing him significantly as Slavin nearly getting chunked away. They're going to actually shackle Dark Mago there to a creep. That's going to allow Minos to close the gap and get the kill. Oskar still alive, has the roar, will use it for the kill, as it was a full agility Morphling there to be able to secure that kill. And finally, the tier 1 tower will go down in exchange for 2 heroes. They're going to lose their mid laner, nearly lose their off laner for it, but overall, a very well worth trade, as they're going to get the kill onto Minos, another kill onto Leo Style. That's Leo's 7th this game, by the way. He's died more than Panda, which is really saying something, because Panda loves dying. He honestly does. Dying on support's OP. Dying on the mid laner, not as OP. We can now see Leo really starting to struggle here in terms of the impact he has. His net worth less right now, 300 rather, less than the enemy offlaner. He's a whole level behind as well. His position 4. INS actually has more experience than Leo Style right now. It is a rough time to be a DP. So we have the supports picking up their first volley of items, though. Meteor Hammer for INS. Supports, the Yule Scepter for our Willow. And I think that's going to be a Hooded Defiance, or is it a Glimmer Cape for Panda? Where's your courier? It's a Glimmer Cape, okay. Meteor Hammer, of course, on Slidian. And what do we have here for Treant Protector? You should have more than just that, right? Yeah, you definitely have more than just that. Where's your courier, though? I cannot locate it. Here's your courier. No, that's not yours. Uh-oh, there's your courier. It's another Meteor Hammer, but it might be killed here as in the smoke. Oscar, yep, he's going to find it, and Mingate then is going to get the kill onto Wu. It's going to be no Meteor Hammer for an extra minute or two. Closer to 2 than to 1. That's Mingate then here with actually Inner Beast, INS, Bedlam. Yeah, they can actually take Roshan super quickly here. Look at how fast they actually get it done. They're going to be able to scout this from the high ground. Bramble Maze, blocking them, but look at Sacred with a perfect Rolling Boulder, Rolling Thunder rather, into the pit. He's going to get roared up, but that's going to stun up Mingate twice. Actually, only once. It doesn't quite last long enough. Dark Mago then has to pick up the Aegis as now stunned in the pit is Mingate. He's going to pop the Manta style, but not able to live too much longer as they've already lost Panda, and they haven't picked up a single kill in return. Oscar is going to be able to TP away at the very least, as is INS, but that team fight not going too well for them whatsoever. They're going to lose Mingate, who they probably wanted Aegis on. Dark Mago is going to be forced to pick it up instead. He's not the worst outcome there in that engagement for sure. The Roar actually doing more harm than good in that engagement, unfortunately. Oh, goodness gracious. There's E-Blade already. See you later. He hit him with the disarm, and he disarmed his life from him. Wu potentially in trouble. It's got a lot of strength here to play with, though. He's going to have to start shifting on over. INS has... can't click on him. No, I can't. Has the Bedlam ready to be used. No Terrorize quite yet ready to go, however. Yule Scepter to purge off the Cursed Crown for Sacred. He's taking a lot of damage. Again, a beautiful Torrent just catching him here. Swashbuckle at the ready. He's got 2 sacks of the poison. He will die, but he allows the rest of his team to escape. He's the only casualty there in that Roche fight, and well over a minute after it ended. Leo Style going for the BKB next item. So we're about to have our Tria with the Meteor Hammer, double Meteor Hammer on the sports. Pretty cool. You have a lot of like good initial stuns that you can follow up naturally with on a Meteor Hammer. So I think that's a really good decision in this game for both these heroes. They can also push the dead lanes quite effectively, as Omega are going to be looking to take some jungle control here. With Necrobook 3, vision always in your favor. What is Treant's? Oh, right, it's the root. Okay. Starting to remember a bunch of these here. Just due to the sheer scale of when we see, of the how often we see these heroes, rather. Alright, that's Frostbite on arrows. I forget yours. Something within your beast, right? Nope, it's Call of the Wild. That's right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wu nearly having a full Meteor Hammer on top of the nearly having a full Blink Dagger on top of the full Meteor Hammer. As you might see a trade here. It's going to be a faster push actually out from the side of Thunder Predator right now. We're not going to get any Necrobook hits onto this tier 2 tower. Well, we're going to get a few warrior attacks. My goodness, look at this push. Inner Beast. Holy moly. All right, Fortify here to at least give the tower a little bit of extra time, as the tower already down bot lane. Thunder still pushing faster. That's much is very true. Mid lane, though, sliding in a lot of trouble. Minos nearby, though, ready to counter-initiate here as soon as he can onto this Willow. She's going to show herself now. No disarm there, but just about nuked down as quickly as if they had one. 7-time skill streak ended, by the way. Gold going over to Leo Style, who finally is going to be more farmed than the enemy offlaner after that one. He can be happy with that kill. That'll net him now his full BKB. Double BKB here, nearly triple BKB. It is a triple BKB timing here. Mingate has finished off of his on the Drow Ranger. Minos as well. And now Leo Style finally completed a second item this game. Next into the eye of Scotty for Minos. It's just going to be great stats here for the Drow Ranger. And even though she still does a decent amount of damage with the marksmanship proc, will Mingate be able to do enough damage when we do have all those stats for the Morphling to be shifting through? Roar going to be very, very important in this game. Going for the BKB next onto Oscar to ensure that he can try and get that one off. And Dark Mago playing a little bit more of the utility right now with the AC as well, giving great attack speed along with the Inner Beast. But next into the BKB, he's still a bit further away from his, though, because he did go for that AC after his initial item being the Halberd. Blink Dagger and 500 here for our Treant Protector. So, same thing, actually, here. Same deal for Slyly. They're not worth... just pretty darn close, actually. They're only 50 golds apart, these two supports. So freaking adorable. As they were thinking of going high ground. Dark Mago doesn't have vision, though, for the X mark of the spot. Leo started playing like he's 8,000 gold ahead, as Oscar now gets his BKB delivered. Minos was looking to maybe see if he can find an engagement there. Level 21 already on this Morphling. My goodness. 28 minutes into the game. What is this XP per minute? Don't think I have a key set for XP per minute. I do, it's R. Look at this, 741. He's matching the mid laner. That's incredible. That's really incredible. So much farm. Alright, so the creep normally would have been upgraded 4 times. We'll see how much gold Dark Mago gets for hitting these. Yeah, 34 gold. I'm not sure how much they normally would be at this stage of the game, to be honest. Not off the top of my head, anyway. Creeps. Heal Scepter is for mid lane, where they're going for a kill onto Slytheon. Very easy, of course. INS a very balanced hero. Just trying to find a better amount here, to be honest. All right, neutral creeps. Does it say how often they get upgraded, though? Doesn't, unfortunately. Okay, there it is. So normally, I don't know how much you get the lane creep. It doesn't say for neutrals, does it? Yeah, it doesn't really say for neutrals. They still do get upgraded normally. So I'd be curious as to how much it is now as compared to before, but I'm going to have to do some math on that to see how big of a change that actually is. Because, of course, the bounty is always going to be higher for lane creeps. Minos is going to just eat a Terrorize. He's full agility. Did get off the strength again at the very least, but into the Torrent he goes. Yule Scepter to counter-initiate now into the Overgrowth. BKB pop from Mingate. Dark Mago is well dodging that one somehow, as the Meteor Hammer onto INS is not going to connect. Leo style on the backline to the BKB, activating right-clicks to death here by the likes of Mingate with his own BKB. Slytheon able to live much longer, and it's just a terrible time here for Thunder Predator. They're not able to find a single kill. They just get initiated on and overwhelmed by the likes of Omega.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Manta Style Hurricane Pike up for our Drow, along with her own BKB. That was a 10-second used for Leo Style as well, 10-second used for Mingate. I don't believe Minos used his, though. Yeah, he's still at 10 seconds. Dark Mago did not use his either, though, so that's still going to be a long duration BKB available for him. Minos not taking a death there. Pretty big, though. He continues to just farm out of his mind.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This Drow attack speed is so ridiculous here with all the... What is plus attack speed? 417 right now. Ridiculous. So much attack speed. That's the tier 2 now taken. There was a stage of the game when I thought maybe Omega was going to take a single tower. But all of a sudden, just like that, they've got 4. And a 1 tower advantage, 2 tower Wait, no, it's technically even, but they do have 2 tier 2s, which I place more importance on compared to the 1 tier 1. This offlane tier 1 tower is nice to have for Thunder Predator, but if anything, it's done them more harm than good because they've taken 2 bad fights now in this area. 1 good fight around Roshan, it should be noted, of course, but so that last fight just going absolutely awful for them. Leo Styles is having a terrible game. He's now been re-overtaken now by Oscar for the poorest core of them all. As Wu in trouble. INS might have overcommitted for this. They're thinking about using Rolling Thunder. They really don't want to. They won't have to. So with a second Crypt Swarm there, Leo Styles will get the kill in return. How the heck do you get so much gold for killing Wu? 528 gold for killing Wu, right? But then you only actually get 368 for killing INS. I'm sure there's an explanation for this, but I don't know what it is. To me, that seems like shenanigans. Wu is 2,000 gold richer there as BKB popped by Leo Style to avoid the boat. Oh, goodness, the damage, though. He actually has to eat the cheese immediately. Does manage to get this one off, though. You'll suffer buying him more time. The DD run on Dark Mago chunking through everyone here. Minos is included in that one. He does have the Eye of Scotty now, so he's a bit tankier. They've gotten the kill onto Sacred. It's like Dark Mago is going to actually end up taking a drop. Minos then going back for the kill onto Panda. Will easily be able to pick that one off. Now Oscar in a bit of a bad position here as well. Morphling doesn't have a lot of HP to play with here, but he is not going to die to Wild Axes at the very least. And that's going to be making it 4 heroes dead at the side of Omega. Great team fight there. Finally, Leo Styles was able to leave. Who knew all he needed was a cheese this whole time, and he was able to live. As Leo Styles just actually doing a lot of damage there in that team fight, relatively speaking. Still mostly Minos, who is still relatively uncountered. Now he's got an Aegis going next into the Battle Fury. Sorry, make that Butterfly after the Eye of Scotty. He's Mingate hoping for an Eye of Scotty eventually too, but this game looking like it might be closing out sooner rather than later at this current pace. So the Ancients don't get upgraded either, so that means stacking Ancients is actually super important. What's going to be your most efficient way of trying to make up for that fact that it's less efficient to be farming? We want to support that can easily stack as well. I think that's why we saw so much Darkseer initially, because he's like the king of stacking. Super easy to stack. You can probably stack, like, if you're a god, maybe 3, 4 camps at most. I think I've seen a clip of someone stacking the entire jungle, an older iteration, an older layout of the jungle, I should say. 'Cause I don't know where you'd be able to do that now. You can probably, like, Disruption, use one of the illusions to sack this camp, attack this camp, Shadow Poison this camp. Yeah, I don't know if you can get all 4. That'd be really impressive. So down goes this tier 2 tower. That's the last outer tower for Omega now that they have now lost. They're going to be pushing at least a tier 1 in return. I got to be careful, though, not to overcommit here. Panda and INS nearby as Minos making the rotation. Invisrune active for Leo Style, who's going to go a hunting. And if Mingate farms his way back, which he just might, no, he's not going to. Actually, Smoke's going to break, though, as they have found Sacred. Reflecting that roar back with the Lotus Orb is not going to save him. It does scare Mingate a little bit there, as they have found Sliding as well. They're not going to want to save him here. Already a bad fight to take. And it's going to be 2 kills there for Omega. They're going to burn a little bit of this duration off of the Aegis. We do have Wu, however, playing a very dangerous game, pushing the mid lane, actually, as he has a Meteor Hammer now prepared for basically the... Oh, well, he messed that one up. He showed in the wave, but that's okay. I think INS is not going to be able to find him in time, because he does have the Blink Dagger fully up and operational. But he does do a fair number here to the creep wave, so they're going to be able to one-shot that one with like a Crypt Swarm or a Power Shot or something like that. Pretty decent wave clear on the side of Thunder Predator. It's not the biggest concern of them this game. Good wave clear as well, obviously, with Tidebringer, of course, the master of waves, Kunkka himself. Almost level 25? How? So much experience. This Morphling is already 25, by the way. 36 minutes into the game, I suppose it's not too shocking. Has the full butterfly now as well. BKB actually in the backpack. Still a 10-second BKB, by the way, for Minos. I think Dark Mago's at least used a single charge here, so he's trying to match the pace here to make sure this Morphling just doesn't have a free sort of fight to run around later on in the game when that can really start to make a difference. But still a very, very scary time. And even get a freaking leveler here, which is going to be terrifying. I think you're going to want to give that one... I don't know, actually. Maybe to the Windrunner. Who has a Javelin, right? No Javelin yet. Going back for the BKB after the Blink Dagger. So just a pure support build here. Panda is probably going to be the one to break the smoke here. INS nearby is also a pretty juicy kill, but he's got a Blink Dagger, so that one is unlikely to happen, especially if they do break smoke properly. Telescope dropped here. Fantastic item for the likes of Omega Gaming. That has Minos. He's going to walk right into that Torrent. Eats a big ol' arrow, though, or has the Manta style. Holy moly. That thing nearly one-hit him. Of course, piercing through all that armor and doing bonus damage is actually a pretty big counter here. Morphling, surprisingly, probably wants to be on almost, as well, not almost full strength, because then he doesn't have damage, but he wants to actually be on, if he just has to go toe-to-toe with the Drow Ranger, and he has to deal, and he's going to be outside of the marksmanship range, or I guess outside of the range to break marksmanship more accurately, he probably wants to be actually more into strength, just because there's less armor for the Drow to actually ignore. You saw 53 base armor there, and again, nearly getting one shot there, because marksmanship is going to ignore base armor and deal bonus damage there. Nice, got it completed. Yule Scepter now up for Minos as a BKB pop by him. Aegis has been reclaimed. They're going to go and reflect. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage, but not nearly enough. He's still alive. Now the strength gain popping off as there's Panda going down for the count. Rooted up is Minos. He's dead. He dives to the legs of Dark Mago. So maybe just wasn't prepared there on the strength gain. He wasn't. Even with 1800 HP, he drops relatively quickly. Panda will buy back. Ooh. So much damage dealt to him. And what did he actually die? Maybe it was a big old marksmanship arrow there that caught him. Wild axes. Yeah, I mean, again, that's one single attack, by the way. So it was definitely mostly the Drow Ranger, and that's kind of what I was talking about. It's kind of not ironic, but it's kind of funny that when you fight versus the Drow, you kind of do want to be more in strength just for the HP. Look at this attack speed. Meteor Hammer is going to be basically free there under one. They're going to force out at least the Hurricane Pike. This is just ridiculous, this Drow Ranger. Nice roar there. I'm going to catch her though and try and slow down the switch as much as possible. It was a lucky shot. They do a pretty decent job at that. They have now gotten the first lane of barracks. Big old back and forth again. There's no buyback either, by the way, for Mingate. Sorry, make that for our Minos. Shackle shot once again connecting on the two heroes. More damage being dealt, but they're going to be probably unable to defend this tower here. They know there's no buyback. Just laying in on the arrows. Another great shackle shot, though, constantly slowing them all down here as Pango now going to go activate the rolling boulder. He's going to get roared up, unfortunately. Nearby, Dark Mago with the BKB active. Sacred with the Yule Scepter lives a bit longer. There's the Overgrowth that only catches Panda. As the BKB popped at least by Mingate, Sacred is going to die to the arrow there. As now the Ghost Fleet rolling on in is going to prevent anyone else from initiating. But a good job there. He is going to be able to at least save the ranged barracks, but can't able to do much else there, Sacred. Tried his best, though. Got a BKB charge out of that one, at least onto Mingate, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Going just straight for a Divine Rapier. Who needs MKB when Divine Rapier has True Strike? Lincoln Sphere nearly completed for INS. Ooh, it's a sketchy game here for both sides, to be honest with you. Minotaur Horn is really nice for Morphling, though. That is a beautiful item. He still has an 8-second BKB. He has now used 2 charges. He just died through them. Is always the issue whenever you have a roar. As, again, a very dangerous game for him to be playing full agi, just because the drought does really start to cut through. Not only, of course, your evasion, but just a ton of damage. Dangerous game here for Thunder Predator as they find themselves down 8k all of a sudden versus a Drow Ranger who has queued up a Divine Rapier and is farming at a very rapid pace, of course, farming mostly neutrals, which, again, don't give very much gold whatsoever at this stage of the game compared to what they normally give, as, of course, those bounties no longer upgraded. I hear a Yule Scepter, but there's no way. Yeah, that's not an aggressive one. Roshan's going to be back up in 30 seconds. It's going to be third Rosh, so either an Aghanom's Blessing or a Refresher Shard can be dropped on that one. Either or. You're probably hoping for an Aghanom's Blessing just for more damage under the Drought if she goes to the Divine Rapier. There's a good case to be made for giving that one to Kunkka as well for just more AoE uncontrollable damage or unpredictable lockdown, is what I meant to say. I think those are your two best targets here. If Thunder Predator were to get it, Refresher Shard maybe for your Treant Protector. And if not, I suppose Aghanom's Blessing for... I don't know who you give it to here, to be honest. It doesn't come with stats. Otherwise, I would probably give it to your Morphling here. Maybe to... I don't know, like a Pango. It's just Leo style is not having really much impact at all this game. I feel like you'd probably have to give it to him. As there goes Roche. It will have the Refresher Shard, so I think that's going to be an easier decision for both teams as far as to who is going to collect that. Both teams, though, ready to go. As Omega sitting on the creep wave. They're going to know someone's nearby, though, as the Stormcrafter is going to betray their position. INS now is going to be scouted. They do have a ward down. He's going to jump in. They have found at least one. Oskad with the roar immediately onto Oskad. Doesn't have enough damage, though, to actually kill them. The Ghost Fleet, however, doing a lot of damage. As Minos now jumping in right into the face, but no one on Mingate. Now, finally, Leo Style gets in his face as the Rolling Thunder going to connect onto him once and only once, but they're going to be able to get a beautiful shackle shot to lock down Mingate. He is now dead, and in his 4-time skill streak, Dark Mago trying to fight versus everyone here with the BKB, trying to now TP away, and versus the illusions of Minos is unable to get out in time. He's going to go down. They've only actually picked up the kill onto Wu in exchange for all of that, and the ult he's used.
It's just unfair.
The 3 heroes dead without buyback for the side of Omega means this is most likely going to be just a free Roshan. Make that 4 heroes, as Mingate does have to buy back there. That's going to put him even further away from his Aghanom Scepter. This is going to be a real big problem now for the side of Omega. In fact, they might just lose here. If they do have a big old creep wave pushing in, you have no Kunkka for 50 seconds. He actually bought a full Abyssal Blade. That would be the reason why. Went back for the full Basher Abyssal build, just for more stuff there. Was that, yeah, that is Stormcrafter. That's pretty nice. Mini Cyclone. Which should, if it's this Cyclone, it is going to apply the debuff as well. Careful there, Minos. Don't get one shot. He is definitely within range now of the Drow Ranger, who will silence him up. Doesn't want to use the Manta for nothing here. But look at the mid lane barracks just deleted. As they are going to back off, at least for now. Really? Okay, Thunder Predator, they want to play it safe. They recognize this game is very much so in quite the balance. As still plays the full Yule Scepter sound. Kind of annoying. Daedalus now, it's just pure right-clicker Morphling. It's such a good build this game. They don't counter him extremely well. They need to get a roar onto him. It's quite a fickle process, as I'm sure that Omega have found. Wu is ready to counter-initiate here if he can get a good overgrowth up, but I think Omega are going to be a little bit more patient than that, although as I say that, they are now beginning to trickle out of the base here. Minos is going to be picked up now by the Torrent. Can they turn this into a kill? We're a little bit early there on the Lotus, so the Terrorize is going to completely connect there, but it didn't matter because they scared off Dark Mago anyway. So now with no Terrorize, maybe now you go in here. I think you're probably tempted. He's got the Manta style in the backpack. He's decided that he doesn't need room for that one yet. So much gold now on Minos. 3,400 is ridiculous. INS is going to go top lane here, but he is going to be met by Leo style if he goes any further. Has a Lincoln Sphere, sure, but needs to be very, very careful here, so they nearly lose the top lane of barracks there to the creep lane. Creep wave, rather, to Thunder Predator. Dark Mago up to level 27 here. Sacred looking to run. He's got the Stormcrafter doing a fair bit of farming for him. What's going on up here? Nothing really. They do TP away. INS currently top lane along with Oskad, but a team fight now beginning to break out. That's just a free kill onto Panda. Not much to suit there. Is now Dark Mago in a lot of trouble. Oh no, that was a weird... Overgrowth, though, is going to cancel his TP. He's in a lot of trouble. In fact, he is dead. Gets the Abyssal Blade off on the Leo style before he goes. And now the Ghost Fleet being called in. posthumously here for a 5-boat salute. He will buy back, however, as Minos looking to go straight for tier 4s. Still has Aegis, does not have match style for the Dispel here, so he's going to lose that one just like that here on Mingat. They went a little bit too aggressive. That'll trigger the buyback now out from Panda, as there's the silence now. This time, though, BKB activated on Leo style. In a lot of trouble is Minos, though. They need a little bit more damage from him. He's dead. Dying to the illusions, dies to INS. Leo style's not dead for 100 seconds as well. Minos still does not have buyback. With all this damn money, his buyback's so expensive. And just like that, Omega right back in this game. That was very poorly played from Minos, unfortunately. Just kind of runs in way too far away from his team there. Manta style off cooldown. He waveforms forward maybe once. I didn't know, maybe twice. He needs to stay within Lincoln Sphere range. Sorry, Lotus Orb range. That's the only way he lives there. He gets silenced, then he just has to sit in the root and wait to die to drow arrows. Oh, no. His second life was even shorter than his first. What do they do? Yeah, they just roar him up and he's dead. Drow doing like 200, make that 1200 damage in 2 seconds. 45 or 40 seconds without a Morphling. You do have a Fortify at the very least. And at least Super Creep in the mid-wave, but that's going to be paralleled by the Super Creep as well for Omega. They cannot go for the Megas quite easily, though. We still have tier 1s available in the bottom lane, but they have now retrieved the wave. Mingate with a Divine Rapier, by the way, is going to go ahead and show that one off. That will give enough time here for Minos to respawn and for them to have another go at it. But definitely a very scary outing there, a very scary position for Thunder Predator to be in. They're going to be saved by the fact that they still do have this tier 1 tower still standing. They're going to get another Fortify here. That's why they use it there for the tier 1 tower. They're not going to use it for a tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This game all of a sudden very terrifying for both teams, especially with the Divine Rapier here on the field. That tower, there used to be a tower there. No longer is there one. Kunko looking for more damage as well. So this is a very, very close game here. It really does hang in the balance. 50 minutes for both games, as we do have the Courier going to complete the Daedalus of Dark Mago. I believe that'll leave him without buyback here. We'll switch over to buyback, which is more important at this stage of the game. Finally, Minos is going to have buyback here in 30 gold. Without buyback, though, we'll have it in about 1,000 gold. Again, if neutrals, though, no longer really given as much money as they used to, so he might not be able to farm this too quickly. It's not like with all 3 lanes pushing in, he doesn't have a whole lot of creep waves to farm. Yeah, so he's not going to be able to probably farm buyback as quickly as he's able to before. But he's going to have it in a minute here, will Mingate. With this Divine Rapier again, buyback, what does it really mean? Not a whole lot, because if he dies with that, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Roshan number 4 might be available in 2 more minutes. It's going to be a bit more time until that. Windrunner now has a BKB, actually really strong here. Given the fact that you do have that Windrun to dodge a lot of the damage potentially from Mingate, who is now going to be in the river. They can maybe go for a flank here, so that's going to be the Spell Prism delivered. Is going to be really nice here. Cooldown reduction, more roars in your fights. Ideally, he's up to 26 now, so the Inner Beast attack speed is going to be what he takes, as they will be able to scout at least 2 heroes there, thanks to the placement of the power shot. Oscar, now, or Sacred rather, jumping in. There's some control onto INS. They're going to keep him locked down pretty much permanently. And now, oh, not killed. He gets the 4-staff off, as Sacred will be roared. Minos, though, is going to complete the kill. As in trouble now is going to be Leo Style. Gets the BKB off. Mingate is starting to lay in the damage, though. The Eul Scepter canceled him. And now the Lucky Shot there as well to disarm him. 3 heroes just surrounded him. Now make it 4. Hit by the Meteor Hammer. No BKB. He's dead. Divine Rapier on deck. Minos is going to pick that one up and say thank you very much. The team fight positioning absolutely wrecked by the side of Thunder Predator. 4 kills just like that, as they're able to engage on the back lines, perhaps not expecting them to approach from that angle. The flank proving to be extremely effective. Now we do have a buyback at the very least here on Mingate, so that's not quite the game, but it's looking all but certain here at this point. Well, I don't know, though. We say that, and we have seen Minos kind of throw away a life here or 2. What's he got coming to him? A Satanic? All right, man, now it just looks really hard, though, to be honest. That's so much bonus strength. 320 plus 458 damage. Thank you very much, he's going to be saying. as Mingate force staffing away from the Hurricane Pike. Doesn't want to have to use BKB for that. The Fortify will come out. They do have Dark Mago. They do have Mingate as well as Minos. It's getting real close. They're low on HP. Sacred nearby, but honestly maybe should just stick nearby his Morphling to make sure he doesn't die to the Drought Ranger. Nice two-man gust there. Mingate looking for damage, but no longer has the Divine Rapier. As Slavin jumping in with the Shackle Shot, looking for two, only finds one. The buyback out from INS. Oh, jumping in is Sacred. He finds the initial stun onto Mingate. Can they follow up? Minos closing the gap immediately with the Divine Rapier damage. Not immediately enough. Now Dark Mago calling the fleet. First boat will connect onto Minos now. The Abyssal Blade to stun up Leo Styles. The second boat as well will connect onto Minos. Into the Bramble Maze he goes. The third boat will now connect onto Minos. He's nearly dead, nearly down to the T4 tower, but he's got that Satanic. Back to full HP he goes. They will lose Sacred in the meantime. No, the double Cyclone, actually, he's still alive. Minos jumping in like a madman, though, on the Dark Mago. He wants this kill. Will be disarmed, so he's going to have to wait a couple more seconds for it. Mingate with a healing salve active, firing shots from the fountain, as no one actually taking a death there whatsoever. Minos playing it really close on the line there, really towing the line quite a bit, but he eventually will be able to back off. They do have an X mark for him, though. Lincoln Sphere applied, and oh, he activates the Minotaur Horn to be able to avoid that damage. Well played. Omega, though, they're going to hold on for now. It takes all their buybacks, but they will live to fight another day. This is, of course, our lower bracket finals. Winner will move on to face... Winner will move on to face Team Brazil in the grand finals, who got the 2-1 victory over Thunder Predator yesterday. There's Thunder Predator keen to get a rematch with a 25k net worth lead. They're still not able to close out this game. Omega really giving them a run for their money, as now Roshan number 4 has respawned Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard, and the Aghanim's Blessing. And again, still really good candidates to pick up that Aghanim's Blessing here on the side of Omega. We are going to be going for a Shadow Blade here on Drow, just going for any damage that she can. Roche has a lot of armor these days, though. In fact, the armor formula was increased quite significantly, as they have actually reflected the X mark. That's going to force Dark Mago to use that, calling in the Ghost Fleet onto 2. They got the Roar onto Minos. They might actually have the kill here onto him. He has the Satanic ready to be used, and look at the lifesteal. They were so close, but in the end, so far. I mean, they already dead. Minos is not going to go down either, as Panda's dead. Thunder Predator lose both their supports, but they both have buyback there. It's the Tidal Wave pushing back too. Dark Mago hoping to TP away, will not get bashed by Roche. He lives to fight another day, but now he's going to be up versus an Aegis Cheese. Just everything. Omega, they're going to have to call it. They will be eliminated then from the LPG final series. Thunder Predator, they're going to get their rematch in the grand finals versus Team Brazil. What a game. But in the end, it's going to be a 2-0 win for Thunder Predator. Well played. A short day for us here, as we did start an hour early, unknowns to me, but we are going to end up here with a 2-0. 2 long games as well. Fun to see in this meta, in this brand new meta anyway, but Minos is just bringing way too much damage to the table there. Mingate, unfortunately, dropping that Divine Rapier makes the game just virtually impossible. And a great team fight there to snatch that Rapier away from her. Great positioning from Thunder Predator, who are going to be able to just use superior team fights, honestly. I think it was a really close game. It had its back and forths, but I just got to give Thunder Predator credit where credit is due, and it was really strong team fights for them. Omega, they definitely won the laning stage super hard, especially in the mid lane. Leo Style barely had a game here, to be honest, especially for the first 20 minutes. He didn't really have a game. If we look at his net worth, that's going to be quite reflected there. You can see he's just barely in the top half now at 20 minutes, but before that he was really on the struggle bus for quite a bit of time. Even around the 30-minute mark, you can see he's still really not there. 40 minutes, finally, we get... I mean, look, it's just a tough game for Leo Style. It doesn't matter, though. This is the team fight just still superior out from the side of Thunder Predator. Great Roche fight from them. They have a great smoke as they sally out of the base there to fight and steal Aegis, not Aegis, make that Divine Rapier away from Mingate, and that's a 2-0 win for them. Very well-deserved victory, Omega. They fight hard, and they really do make Thunder work for it. But now Thunder are going to move on to the grand finals to play Team Brazil, our upper bracket matchup. That's going to be it for us today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time for our grand finals of the LPG Final Series, presented by Movistar. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be ending the stream for the day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Media, Esports Entertainment, leaders in competitive gaming.